All right, what's going on, guys? Bonafide Hustler here.
College Pickers here.
And Brandon Pierce, aka Hustle Hero.
Hustler Hero. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Green Room Hangout. It's Wednesday night. Glad to have you guys here. This is Private Label, Thrifting, and Online Arbitrage. Special guest from the Green Room, Brandon Pierce. So we'll get into Brandon in 1 second, but I do want to make a sound check and everything like that. If you're wondering, like, what is this hangout and everything, we do a Green Room Hangout every Wednesday night. If you're wondering what the Green Room is, check out down below the link, and that'll definitely show you exactly what the Green Room is all about. Ultimate place for reselling. It's a good Facebook group. Check it out. Let's do the sound check. Make sure we sound good. Eric, I think you sound okay. Brandon sounded okay.
Check.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see here who we got. With the feed, we have Jennifer Leland, Lauren, Vintage Maid, Francis 2, Lisa James, Warren V, Hoovy. Got a lot of people from, check this out. Stone Mason, we got Turtle Trader, Michael Cook, Better Barbie, Barbara. It's good to see everybody here. It's going to be a really fantastic show. There's a really good story. We're going to open with the best story ever. No pressure, Brandon. But anyway, so Brandon Pierce, you've been, well, a brief introduction real quick. Before we get into Brandon, everyone should know who I am. I'm the Bonafide Hustler. Been on YouTube for a while. I buy and resell stuff, and that's basically it. I've started the Green Room along with 2 other individuals, and we have College Picker over here. Eric, who are you?
I do the same stuff. I like
Just
American
better.
flag
Just
tees. Just a little bit better.
Yeah, just a little bit better.
On a good day. But I want to hear this story, actually. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm excited.
Oh, story's so good. All right, okay, let's go into Brandon Pierce, but not the story yet. We're going to get the basic intro. We have an outline, and if you see Brandon looking to his left on the screen, which is his right in real life, but if you see him looking to the left, that is him looking at the outline as well. So he came really well prepared. In fact, I gave him this outline at like 10 this morning, and he got back to me like at 11 saying, like, I got all my answers and I wrote them down. I'm like, wow, this is like the only guest ever that has actually got back to me.
Overachiever much?
Total overachiever, man. So Brandon, take a guess real quick. We have 83 viewers in the house. You're a Green Room member. When did you join the Green Room? Like how far ago did you join it? 4? 3?
I think back in August. Yeah, it was.
Okay, so I'm about right. Yeah, 4 or 3, right? 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Okay, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Out of 87 viewers, how many do you think is in the Green Room? 20%, 50% that have showed up to the show to give you a hell yeah? What do you think? How many of 87 viewers are Green Roomers?
Well, I'm kind of a celebrity, so probably 2. I'm just kidding, you guys. Most of them, I assume most everyone is a Green Roomer.
I guess that's the question to you guys out in the feed. If you're from the Green Room, hit a G on the keyboard and push send. I want to see this. I want to see. It's pretty cool to see it, Eric. If you ever watch the keyboard when this happens, like, or if you ever watch the comment feed, like, just G's will just start flying up. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so One Witch Lady, what's up, Meredith? What's up, OZ Worldwide? Oz Worldwide, Lisa James. I want to say hi to everyone. I really treasure the fact that people are like taking an hour out of their time to get to this. Look, all these G's. So a ton of G's just came up. A ton. Like there's a lot. There's a lot.
So many G's.
Tons. Okay. So Oh, what's up, Amaya? Amaya's from Austin too. Hey, by the way, Michael Amaya, the guy here, Brandon, he's in Austin as well. We gotta all just like do one massive like destruction of all the thrift stores in town one day. I can host that, of course. Okay, so the basic intro. Brandon, where are you from? Like, where have you been in Austin your entire life?
No, I've spent most of my life here. I was born in Plainview, Texas, and spent a little bit of time in East Texas, in a tiny town called Hubbard, and then moved to Dallas for college, and then back to Austin, and I've been here most of my life.
Okay. You moved to Austin what year?
The first time or the second time?
Second time.
First time?
Yeah.
Oh, the most recent time was
recent.
2008.
Okay, cool. Was the Goodwill outlet there in 2008?
I wouldn't know. I didn't start resale until after that.
Okay. There was one that was like literally a mile from my house, and then they tore it down. I was like, oh. There was one at one point. I remember getting cash flow from there, like all sealed and some random stuff. And my girlfriend at the time was like, why are you going to this dump? I'm like, because it's fun, because you never know what the hell's in the bins, and they come out, and it's really cool, and it's right next to the house, you know? So now you currently hustle in Austin. You've been here since 2008, right?
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the avenues of resale that you have under your belt right now. So when I say avenues, I'm talking about like, is it eBay, Craigslist? What do you have going on Etsy? Let us know everything you got going on right now.
Okay, well, got it listed here. Etsy, Craigslist, OfferUp, eBay, Amazon, my personal website, physical stores.
Physical stores. Okay.
Yeah, that's just where that's my hustle. So,
that's your hustle. I know what you're going. Yeah, that kind of ties into the story, right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is the story really good, Brandon?
I don't know.
It's really, really good. CP, you're holding up your hands.
That was 7 streams of income. I was counting it.
Oh, you were counting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know if you were like giving me like a signal like there's a hater in the feed or something weird. Like we always
broccoli.
Broccoli. That was our code word last time, Brandon, on our last hangout. Is College Picker would have to say the word broccoli.
I didn't even say it. He got destroyed anyways.
Oh, I took him out. But yeah, sometimes like feed goes so fast and I don't get to see it because I'm focusing on the guest that if he says broccoli, I'll look in the feed and I'll take out whoever's acting up. So anyway, that's our code word is broccoli. Not now though. Everyone knows it now. So if there's a hater, he's gonna.
You gotta change it.
I gotta change it, man. That's why I'm thinking maybe it's the hand signal thing, Okay, so the bird's eye view. Let's talk about your resale pie. Okay, so everyone's got a resale pie out there. And I'd be curious to see some people's resale pie like in the comment feed. So this is the definition of resale pie. You're looking bird's eye down in your business. Is it like 40% Amazon, 50% eBay? Like, what is your pie kind of cut up like?
Well, let's see. I again have it written down because I'm prepared. My Etsy store is 2%, Craigslist 8%, OfferUp a little under 1%, eBay 25%, Amazon 50%, personal website 10%, and stores 4%.
Okay. So what was your largest part of the pie?
This is all based on revenue.
Amazon was the largest part of the pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon FBA.
Nice. Okay. And then what was your second largest?
eBay.
eBay. Okay.
eBay.
Just want to make sure. Okay, cool. We have 95% FBAs coming up, 98% eBay, 2% local. So some people are talking in the feed right here. Okay, so here comes the story part. This is the best part. This is good because I know the story because you were gracious enough to spend what seemed to be 45 minutes or an hour in a tie and like a really nice, like you were dressed up really nice. And I don't know, it was on a Saturday night. I caught this and I was like, I'm gonna go press play on this video. See, like sometimes the green room members, not sometimes, but often the green room members are just gonna post videos of them talking about the hustle or like tips and stuff to make the rest of the team really big. And I really thank the people for doing that. Now Brandon came in with a kind of a different style video because usually the videos that come in are very short. But Brandon comes in with this like monster of a video and I press play and I'm like, we'll see what happens. And I am sitting there for like 30 plus minutes and I'm like, gosh, I'm not going to be late to some things here. But it was a really good story. So I'm going to have him try to condense this story into like 5 minutes. So we're going to try to get a 30-minute story or a 40-minute story down to 5 minutes if we can.
What are you doing to me?
I don't know, man. I'm going to try to stress you out so there's one less hustler in Austin, man. I'm going to try to break you down slowly, man. This is psychological warfare. Yeah, it's going
to happen. Where should I start?
Wherever you want. That's your story, right? You know where to start.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, let me just go here to my little notes again. All right. So basically, a friend of mine was into vaping, and we were really into Doctor Who, the TV show, and they're having their 50th anniversary special.
What is vaping?
So when we were done,
that might not know what vaping is. What is vaping?
Vaping is like a safer alternative to smoking. It's a good way to get the nicotine that you're addicted to without all the extra carcinogens and all the stuff. It comes with lots of different flavors and styles and types of devices. But yeah, it was just one of those things like trying to be a little healthier than smoking, yet not trying to go to like Chantix or something or one of those pharmaceutical patches or something because the side effects suck. So vaping is a really good alternative, by the way. If you're smoking and you want to quit, try vaping first. So it's better than cold turkey for sure. Anyway, so we were at this 50th anniversary special for Doctor Who, and we'd all dressed up in cosplay. And we were walking outside after the show. We saw people out there smoking and vaping, and my friend said, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if you could turn one of the sonic screwdrivers, which is like a tool that the Doctor uses in the show, into a vaporizer so that you could have the prop with you and carry it around with you and also vape and it not be the same as everything else. So it got me thinking, okay, maybe I could find one, and there weren't any online. So I thought maybe I should make one because I'm kind of crafty. I like to make stuff with my hands. So I must have messed up like 10 devices of these little toys that I bought, and eventually got one that worked. And I gave one to my friend. She showed it to her friend, and her friend asked if I could make a Star Wars one. So I made a lightsaber. That's just a lot of stuff that I was making, a lot of dabbling around with like steampunk and all that, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought I'd start selling them on Etsy. I listed 3 of them, and they sold out almost immediately. And then I had this huge waiting list, and it just kind of ballooned from there. And that's where my business started, at least Geeky Sig. And then
I just Googled it.
yeah.
You're the first thing to pop up on
Yeah.
Doctor Who vape pen, Geeky Sig. I was going to ask, are you Geeky Sig? Sweet.
That's right. Yeah, that's good SEO.
That's great.
So you're on your third one. So you build your third one for Etsy,
Yeah.
let's say, right? And then now there are back orders coming in, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on through your head? Like you build the 3. Okay, you build 2 first, one for you and one for your friend, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then you decide to put on Etsy and you sell 3 more, correct?
Yeah.
And then how much were those 3? Let's talk about like your cost and your buy, like real quick. Like what do you think? Like cost to make it and everything, like what, $20? Not even that? $30?
No, it actually costs more because the you have to buy them directly from the manufacturer in bulk, and but you can't buy them in too much at one time because they don't sell them in large quantities like that. So I had to go through a distributor, and I could get like 30 at a time, but no more than that because it was very popular. Hardly ever in stock. So my cost was like anywhere from $35 to $40 when I first started. And I've whittled down the cost so it's a little less expensive now, and they're a little bit more widely available, and they became that way after the 50th anniversary. The kind of how it kind of passed, like the interest kind of passed a little bit, so the price went down. So yeah, about $35 is the cost, and then 3 to 5 hours to actually make. It's more of a labor of love than anything because I don't make that much off of each one.
Okay, so then a waiting list generates an Etsy. What goes on through your head? Now, are you freaking out a little bit, or you're like, oh, this is cash money? Like, what's going on through your head?
I was really surprised because I've tried other business ventures in the past and never experienced a level of success off of what I considered a kind of stupid idea. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna throw it up on Etsy just to see, because I mean, I needed a place to be able to sell the stuff. Like if a friend wanted me to make them a Star Wars lightsaber, I needed to have a place to show it. So I thought Etsy's a good place to like put a thing up there. If someone's interested, they'll message me and then I'll make them one. I didn't expect that like they would sell out immediately, and then I'd have all these messages backing up, 4 or 5 pages in Etsy, and then just like, what do I do at this point? Like it was, it was crazy. Yeah, it was definitely a surreal experience for sure. Kind of a lucky experience.
Dude, it's just sales after sales. I'm looking through your Etsy. It's just, oh my gosh.
Cool.
Pages.
So then you must decide, like, I got to build this in mass quantity. What's going on through your head now? And like, what's the next step that you take?
It was trying to find a way to mass produce, to kind of assembly line the process, because a lot of it is, there's a lot of gluing involved, there's cutting, and then there's waiting for stuff to dry. So what I do is I do all of the easy stuff first, and then when it got to the gluing part, I would glue through the entire like assembly line, and then by the time I'm done with the assembly line, the first one's dry, and I can keep on moving with it.
Crazy,
so,
man.
Yeah, so I had no life for like a year. I mean, I was doing that, and then I was working my corporate job at the same time. So it was I had no life. Yeah, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I learned so much. It was a great experience.
Do you have any? What's the most amount of like pens you had lined up at any given time on the table where you can go back to that first one and it's like dry already? Like, what is that number? Like 20, 30? Like, what is it?
Yeah, 20.
So 20.
At a certain point, it becomes so monotonous, and like you get burnt out if you do too many. I tried to do 30 at one time. I couldn't do it. I got to 20 and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop. I can't. So I would just do batches of 20, and I'd have to set up like I set up a Facebook group, and then I'd have like this little like waiting list counter on as the profile picture, and it'd say like 0% done up to 100% done, and it would kind of like guide people to tell them how soon the thing would be done. So that's how I did it. I did it in batches. I didn't hire anybody else. I just did it myself, and I've made over 500 sonic screwdrivers in the last 2 years. So
that's crazy, man. That's such a wonderful story, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So okay, so you make these sonic screwdrivers. Really, like this story is so good. Why do you think that one idea succeeded? Like, before you get on to the rest of your story, let me ask you that one question. Why do you think this idea succeeded? So, because you knew about Doctor Who, right? Did you kind of just merge these two things together? You're like, opportunity. Most people would kind of just stop right there at that idea. They'd get hammered and they'd be like, all right, cool, party. And then then they wake up the next morning, the idea is gone. So like, but no, I'm being serious. I mean, how many of the greatest ideas come from when you're like drinking with your friends, or like, like you get the greatest ideas ever, and then the next
You
morning
think
you're
they're great because you're drinking.
Yeah.
no, dude, they're actually good. They're like sonic screwdriver good. See, and this is actually proof of it. This guy didn't decide to like just go home. He kept thinking about it, and he did it.
I sort of get, whenever I think of what I think would be a really good idea, just something creative to do. I don't know, just something comes over me and I just have to do it. Like it's been like a disease for me. Like if I see something that I really, really want to do, something I can make with my hands, or somewhere I want to go, or something I want to do, it's going to happen. Like I can't stop it. And so when I thought of this idea, I was like, I'm going to make a sonic screwdriver into a vape pen, no matter how many times I break it in the process. And I did, and eventually it worked out. So I mean, it was a lot of luck, a lot of determination, and I mean that's really it. It's just like drive, just do it. Like if you have an idea, just go for it. If you're going to mess up, it's going to suck. Like your first couple or 10 are going to suck, but that 11th one you make isn't. How many Model Ts, or how many models of cars did Ford make? All the way down to T. The Model T was the final version. So like you can mess up so many times, and then you make one that's right, and then you're proud of it and you share it, and everyone else loves it too.
Yeah, it seemed like everyone wanted the first one though. In your case, like everyone just wanted the first product because it was really novelty. So now you're okay. So you hand built most of those, and then you were okay. So you're getting the sonic screwdriver as a toy off somewhere else, right? You're ordering it in bulk, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting the sonic screwdriver toy in bulk. You're getting the vape pens from another place in bulk, and all this stuff that you need, correct?
Yep.
And somehow you're merging it together. Are you involving friends or family, or is it just you most of the time?
Just me. I
Just
mean,
you.
occasionally I'd have someone help me cut leather, or like punch holes in leather, or cut up the leather straps so that they're the right size, just kind of like to prepare the materials. That helps save time. But I did most of the arduous stuff. The stuff that I don't think I could trust other people to do, just because it takes my hands to do it. But yeah.
Yeah, that is cool, man. Okay, so now where's the story go from after that? Now you've sold 500. Like, where's the story proceeding now?
Well, I decided to make a website, geekysig.com, listed that item, and it was the only thing there. So I was like, maybe I should get another product. And I had some experience in the past with another company that I was a part of, where we ordered stuff from Alibaba overseas. Get custom stuff made, order it, and then sell it. Well, I thought, okay, well, let's make something you can kind of carry the sonic screwdriver in. So I thought, let's make like a bag of some sorts. I don't know if you are interested in the industry at all, but there's a lot of meetups, or there at least were a lot of meetups, and people would show up to these meetups and they'd have like diaper bags and like tool chests and grocery bags full of their gear. Like their juice would be in there, the coils, the tanks, it'd all just be strewn about, and you couldn't find anything. So I decided I was going to design from the bottom up a canvas bag that you could hold everything in, separate pockets, and have it discreetly, on your person, so no one knew you had all that expensive stuff on you. It just sort of looked like a iPad bag or something like that. It's a little shoulder bag. So I designed that. It took about 6 months. I think I went through 3 or 4 prototypes, and then when the final one was right and I liked it, I ordered it in 3 different colors, and then had it shipped here. It's actually funny, because when they shipped it here, they didn't ship it to Austin Bergstrom. They shipped it to LAX, and so they held it at customs for like a week, and every day it's being held there, I was being charged $40 a day. So I called into work, and I was like, I have to go. I drove in my Prius. I drove my Prius all the way to LAX, and I picked that stuff up myself. I like barely slept. I didn't check into any hotels. I slept in my car. I like had to get there as fast as possible. fortunately I had a friend in Burbank who let me stay the night there, and then I drove all the way back. But yeah, that was quite the kerfuffle, if I say so myself. But yeah, I mean that's just kind of what happens when you make something. You make something good, you think that's good or that you're proud of. You're going to run into hiccups, and that just so happened to be one of them.
Any reason why it's sent to LAX instead of Austin?
The lady that I was working with, she actually no longer works with the company, the manufacturer. So she just really messed up my order. Like, she messed it up in so many different ways. I don't fault her too much. I was her first client, so I don't fault her too much. And I'm kind of hard to deal with at times. Yeah, first and last. So, but I mean, it was delivered. I got it. So I mean, it's all good. I just had to. I negotiated with them to pay me for all the miles that I spent driving there. So I did get a payout for that. But I mean, just negotiation. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is, you know.
There's a question from Chicago Crown Hustler, and this is a good question. I like this one.
Sure.
Aren't there any legality issues selling an item with a name like Doctor Who? You don't brand this thing with Doctor Who with the actual Doctor Who logo or anything, but you just would. Do you call it Sonic Screwdriver? Is that trademarked?
Yeah, it's called a Sonic Screwdriver, but it doesn't have any branding on it, and it's more like a fair use, because all I'm doing is I'm taking something that exists, combining it with something, and improving upon it. I'm not suggesting that it's trademarked or anything in my name. In fact, on the site it says that all the trademarks, the names, and all stuff belong to the BBC. It's not me. I just make this stuff. You can buy it if you want, sort of thing. And it's been okay. I mean, I dealt directly with them, so it wasn't a big deal.
Interesting. So did you deal directly with them before all the success, or like after all the success?
Before and during. Yeah, I worked with their distributor, so and they were just fine selling the products to me, knowing exactly what I was doing with them. So yeah,
that's good to know, because they would be the ones that were filing the cease and desist, probably.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, they're the ones that make the actual pieces of the Sonic Screwdriver that makes yours become more or less looking like one, right? Is that toy, correct?
Right.
So is this the same toy that I see at Barnes & Noble and everything? That same Sonic Screwdriver in the blue package that's like elongated, right? Is it that one, or is it a different one?
It's an older version. Like there's probably 3 or 4 new ones that have come out since.
Okay, interesting. Oh man, this is okay. Let me ask you guys out in the comment feed. We're going to take a break real quick right here. If that is a good story, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't like the story, hit the thumbs down button. But either way, make a choice, right? I thought it was a fantastic story, and it's still going to go. So, so now we're at this point. We left off at the story where you drove the Prius and you got your stuff. Now you're making this little canvas bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the canvas bag is in 3 colors. You pick it all up. Where does this stuff go now?
Okay, so I had actually I had a pre-order for the bag for a local spot here in Austin, and I went to that store and I pitched the bag to them, and they held on to it for like 2 weeks, and then they decided they didn't want it. So I'm like stuck here. I got like 400 bags because it's my first order, so I didn't order that many, but like I'm stuck here with like 400 bags and nowhere to go with it. So I mean, I put them on my website. I hired a photographer to try to get some online sales going, but I was like panic mode, really. I was like, I just put in all this money into this, and I have absolutely no distribution channels. I thought I had one, so I just started going to all the stores, all the vape stores nearby, and just kind of like hanging out. Like they never seen me before. I'm just like, hey guys, what's going on? What are you vaping there? What is that? What are you vaping there? And I'm like, I got this like old vape pen, and they got all this really cool new stuff. And I'm just like, I try to fit in a little bit, and it took a few weeks of kind of moseying up and everything. And, eventually I became friends with a lot of the store owners around town, and the few that I have my products in, I mean, they're really cool guys, and so it's really cool to see that we support each other as a community. And, after I got to know them pretty well, I showed them the product, and they were just like, yeah, put this in my store, please. So this would be great. So I was like, okay, here you go. And so that's how it started. And then it just became kind of word of mouth after that. I started getting wholesale orders from all over the country. So, I mean, I think the furthest place is Reno, Nevada, probably. I got a few in Louisiana, Tennessee, Oklahoma.
And what are margins looking like on this product? I mean, they're sub 20 or over, or sub 50? Okay, so
Yeah,
over 20. We'll say it like that, right?
Yeah.
It's good, man. And right now you probably don't touch any of this product. Wait, okay. For the physical stores in Austin, do you still bring it to them, or is that all out of the way now? Like,
I have a couple of different deals set up. Like I have a consignment deal set up with one of the stores, a wholesale deal with one of the stores, and actually no, the other two are wholesale deals. But they also have another store um, in another state that they ship their stuff to as well. So it's kind of a combined deal with them. But consignment with the store that's most frequent. I've also had a few fall through. Some that's stores that have like taken my stuff, and like it's, you got to have your stuff. You have to have your ducks in a row. Like get your contract signed. Just telling you guys, if you're gonna do store to store
They
sales,
try to return it.
yeah, like they're just like, oh no, like I don't know what happened to the bags you brought us. Can we have some more? No. What are you doing? What are you talking about?
wow. So okay, so get your contract signed, all that kind of stuff. So you're getting real technical on this stuff. You've done a lot of research.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far deep into all of that, because I mean you really need a lawyer to get into the technicalities of that. But you just want to have your ducks in a row. Like sign it on a napkin. Just say this is what we're doing. This is like if there's like a radius of mileage that you have to be within before you can't sell it in another store. Like put that in the contract. Like just have something written down that you both signed, that someone is notarized, and then you're good for the most part.
Okay, cool. All right, and then the story kind of at that point ends there. That's where you are right now, current day in life. You're still running that operation, right?
Yes, I'm actually.
Have any other bags popped up?
Yeah, there've been quite a few. Like I wasn't the first bag. I think there were two other manufacturers or distributors before me, but I just made some improvements upon what I felt were improvements upon what they had, and I think I cornered the market pretty well. I mean, most of my sales online are overseas. Like I get tons of stuff from like Australia, South America, Europe, because it's like it's kind of chic and fashion there. You know, men and women.
Oh yeah, they wear
the
shoulder bags, absolutely.
Yeah, here it's more like women buy them. So it's like it's a little bit different, but hey, I don't mind shipping them worldwide. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. All right, so let's get to the quick tips right here. Let's see if we can blast right through this and we can get to the online arbitrage section. And hopefully there can be a little bit of time for some questions. All right, so for someone wanting to get into private label, what are the obvious barriers to entry? Name 3 really quickly.
All right. So first of all, people don't think they can do it.
Okay.
That's one huge one. People don't do quite enough research whenever they're doing private label. They just come up with an idea and they think, oh, I'm going to make that, and then they make it, and then it fails. Third, they don't have enough startup capital. Like if you don't need a whole lot of money for I mean, you can start a private label product for $500. It's going to be really small and not going to have very much of a margin, most likely, but you could start something for under $1,000 for sure. You probably want to have $5,000 to $10,000 at the minimum, and if you really want to have a good product, closer to $20,000 startup.
Okay, cool. Is there any way to get into private label on a low inventory standpoint? Like, what are the minimums that you saw in the vaping sector when you were ordering some of these things? I mean, are these none of these were getting designed? Like, you were actually putting. I mean, it was getting assembled. Like, you were doing the assembly. So, like, suppose you outsource the assembly and all this kind of stuff. That's where minimums start coming in, right?
Yeah. Minimum so if it was for like the sonic screwdriver, for example, I'd have. If someone wanted to order those for me and they wanted like a good deal, wholesale price or something, they have to order at least 10. And then I would just like bust my butt for like a week to make them. But when ordering them overseas, for example, like I've ordered so many things overseas that I've had custom made. So a lot of it just for me. But as far as products are concerned, their minimum order quantities are usually inflated because they want to prevent people who aren't serious from actually inquiring. So like you'll see a lot of minimum order quantities being like 1,000, but you can usually talk them down to like 250. You know, you just have to be really nice to the person you're talking with. You know, they're a human being on the other side there. They want to make money, but they also want you to make money, because if you make money, you'll buy more stuff from them. So you just have to treat them as like they're already a part of your business. And if you mesh really well in the initial stages of the engagement, then you can usually talk them down to like a really low inventory, first order. And usually if it works out well, you can afford to buy more. So they're definitely willing to do that in most cases.
Okay. One more barrier of entry, top of your head. What do you got?
Let's see here. Okay, so a lot of people will see it as like there's this huge hurdle, like maybe they're not smart enough or they don't have the skills necessary to do it, but literally anyone can do this. You have to have the wherewithal to Google stuff. You just have to look stuff up. I mean, YouTube is an incredible place. There are videos about literally every single thing. Things you don't want there to be videos about, there are videos about. But specifically, if you're interested in anything at all, there's going to be an expert that can guide you. At least provide their experiential, their experience. Get your words right, Brandon. They'll show you their experience, and then you can learn from that. So, I mean, just don't think you can't do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it. That's it. I mean, it's all it requires. Just you have to have the drive, passion to be willing to do it, and just go for it.
Okay. Do private label sources usually exist in the Orient only, or are some of the places in USA, or you can get some of the stuff made here where the shipping charges obviously are way lower?
You can actually do private label here in the States. In fact, that's one of the last ventures I wanted to do for Geeky Sig involved trying to make something locally here in the States. It was just the cost is so high, and it just made it cost prohibitive to make the product. But there's a silver lining here because it's just the market wasn't there for it, but like certain markets are. And what comes to mind is there's this company, probably you may have seen it if you've been on Facebook recently. There've been videos about this, but there's a company out of Detroit that's making these jackets for homeless people that convert into sleeping bags. Yeah. So, and that's all made in Detroit. So that's a private label product made here in the States. That's an example. So, I mean, it can be done. You just have to have the money, the startup to do that. I mean, that's what crowdfunding is amazing for. And then you kind of need to be in your own niche. You have to be able to set your own prices if you really want to do that.
All right. Best way to find a niche. What's your tip on that one? Best way.
Best way, look where you're already interested. Like if you're passionate about something, look for your passions. What do you like? What can you talk about for hours and not feel like you've been talking for hours? Those are the topics that you are passionate about. If you are looking for like a market to sell in, what do the people who are interested in that passion, what do they care about? Like, what are the problems that they're facing? What are problems that you face when you think about your passion? And then just like make an improvement, solve a problem. That's what an entrepreneur does. And if you do that, if you do that, you'll be a better entrepreneur for it because you are really interested in the customer's experience because you're kind of your own customer here. A lot of people will say, get into private label for stuff that's not very sexy, stuff that no one really thinks about because then you won't have any competition. And in a way, I understand that if you're just in it to make money, but if you want to change the world and make whatever it is you're passionate about better, then do something that you really enjoy and invest your time and energy into that because then you won't burn out and you'll actually do a better job.
Okay, great response. What happens if like a big competitor like Amazon comes in? Like, does that freak you out a little bit, or this is just way crafty to where Amazon would never touch this, right?
I mean, it's bound to happen. That's just kind of that's just the nature of capitalism. But and I'm going to totally butcher this, but Steve Jobs, when he was making the iPhone, he did at one time say, and I'm paraphrasing, that you want to make a really good product, but don't focus so much energy on making that good product and staying with that product. Instead, focus your energy on making something else that's equally wonderful. So in other words, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify. Like having 7 streams of income is a good way to diversify because if one thing messes up, you can always move on to the other 6.
Okay, cool. So that's the reason why you went to the bag and some of the other things, right?
Right.
Cool.
Just in case.
Yeah, we got even more stories coming from this guy soon. Commercial break. Just kidding. No commercial break. Let's talk about the one day we will have commercials and sponsors. I bet one day when the green room gets big, it'll happen. There was a great question in the feed here from, where is it? It's a really good one. Canuck Girl 16. All right. So what about getting sample product for under minimum order? Okay, these sample products, like, is it like production times 2.5? Like, what is it? Like, what's the code when you're dealing with like the bag, the canvas bag? And when I say production times 2.5, that means the cost of producing it again, and then half of another cost, right? 2.5. You ever seen that? You've seen those kind of things, right?
Yes, yeah.
What is it
Get ready,
out there?
get ready to pay a lot for your samples. Um, so when I'm talking private label, what I typically like to focus on is I want to make a product that's going to sell for at least $29. You know, at least give me a $10 profit if it's going to sell somewhere. Um, I don't want to spend really more than $15 on that product, and if I can help it, under 10. But if you're going to order one, that manufacturer has to stop their entire process, their entire everything, and just make your one thing. So they're going to charge you a lot for it. I mean, you have a product that maybe costs you, you know, if you were to order wholesale from them or you know, in bulk from them, it's going to cost like $10 to make, or $10, you know, uh, FOB. So that's not including shipping. But but if you're just making one, you're looking to spend like $200 on that $10 item. But you have to do it. Like if you want to get a product made and you want to be able to experiment with it, test it out, make improvements to it, you'll have to make at least one sample. But I mean, I usually in the past, the more samples you make and the more improvements you make before you finalize the deal, the better. You're going to spend more money up front, but you're going to have a better product for it and less complaints, more 5-star reviews.
So sample 1 cost a lot. Sample 2, my guess is it doesn't cost as much because it's just like little tweaks and stuff, right? Sample 3, micro tweaks, and then, right? Am I safe to assume that it's not the same cost for each sample? Yes or no?
It really depends. If they had to make a mold for your unit
okay.
or your
That
widget or
makes
whatever,
sense.
then
Yeah.
it won't cost nearly as much. But your initial sample is going to cost, it's going to be exorbitantly high. But anytime you make a change, anytime that you make any significant changes to a product that you're having made, they have to retool things. It's going to cost the same or more, sometimes less if they're reusing materials that they used in the previous version. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive the first few times, but it shouldn't be more than $200. I mean, you're mainly paying for shipping and the weight. So if you're getting something really heavy, it's going to be more expensive versus something really light.
Okay, cool. Man, I'm kind of freaking out in the background, and not about this topic, but the fact that we still have to talk about online arbitrage and thrifting. And this story
We
is
can
so
make those. We can
fascinating,
make
right?
those quick. We can make
Yeah,
them quick.
CP, like I told you this story
Dude, I
was good,
love
right?
hearing this. I told everyone in the comments, like, who else is just absorbing this? This is great.
This is like the story, man. It's a
I'm
great
like all
story.
over. Are you really on the 11th version of the screwdriver?
No. It's the 11th iteration of the Doctor. The character in the show has this one thing.
I don't watch it, so that's why I don't get. Okay, got it. I thought I was like, dude, you've made like 11 improvements on this.
No,
thing.
I messed up the 11th version of the Sonic 10 times, and then finally got one. So I say that because it's serendipitous that the 11th one would be the 11th Sonic that actually worked out. That's why it's fun. It's fun.
Funny.
So,
aren't there more than 11 doctors? How many doctors are there?
13. There's only supposed to be 12, but if you know the lore, there's only supposed to be 12, but there's 13 because of a granted regeneration at the end. I'm not going to go too nerdy with you guys. You guys know, if you know Doctor Who, I'm right here with you.
I know a little bit about Doctor Who. I used to watch it when I was a kid. I was watching it in the Tom Baker years.
I know nothing about this Doctor.
Yeah, Tom Baker, and they still have Daleks, and they had K9, and like it was such a fantastic, like, and the props were like, you look at it now and you're like, dude, these props that they're using are like cardboard, but you don't know the difference when you're young, man. You're just like, wow, this is sci-fi and this is rad, you know. Anyway, it's still a fascinating show. In fact, a year ago, it was all on Netflix maybe, and I started watching the Tom Baker series again, and I was like, dude, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's really, really well done. Fantastic brains. Whoever thought about the whole entire like storyline, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about online arbitrage. We're going to breeze right through it, and here we go. All right. So, in your words, define OA. What is online arbitrage in your words?
In my words, it's you're going to find things online that you buy cheaper than what you can sell it for, either online or not online. That's all online arbitrage is.
Okay. What OA seems to work for you? Like, what's the one that you're like, hey, I like this OA. This is my kind of OA. What is it?
Generally, so I like to scout out deals on the holidays or during sale seasons, and I like to mix it up with combining like coupons with discount gift cards, free shipping promotions, stuff like that. And if you do it in that, if you add all those things together, then your margins are going to be better, so that you can buy something near retail, but you're getting all these benefits back. You know, maybe use a credit card that's got 1.5% cashback rewards or something on there, or use one of those apps like Ebates or Honey or something like that that pays you to use the service, you know, when you're checking out. So you actually get money back from there, and then it pays you. So if you do stuff like that, you can buy almost anything online at near retail and then resell it and still come out on top. So that's,
Okay.
I mean, it's really easy. It takes a lot of effort to like get the system in place, but once you've done all the effort, you know, it's pretty easy.
Okay. Do you involve any software or bots that assist you in sourcing deals and finding deals?
Yes. I like to use OA X-ray.
Yep, I know that.
But I like OA X-ray mainly for RA.
Oh, really?
More than OA, I actually like it for RA, because you can search like an entire like if I go to Walmart or something, Walmart.com, I can put on there search only near local store, whatever, and then I can load up the entire list of products into the tool, you know, OA X-ray, and it'll pull up all the products that are in that specific store. And then when I have this list, and I just go to the store and be like, I want that, and that, and I don't have to go search and scan the aisles. I just know exactly what it is. So I save all that time. It did everything for me in like 5 minutes.
That is awesome.
So
That
that's
is really
just another
cool.
use. That's another use for tools like OA X-ray. Like, and it's not the only one. I mean, there are other online tools as well. But I mean, it's a really easy tool to use, but it's kind of expensive. So that brings me to the next point. If you're looking to do OA, I, just in my experience, wouldn't recommend doing OA unless you're willing to spend at least $1,000 a month online for your products, because the cost of all the software that you're going to be using, it can really cut into your margins. So I mean, there's not that much of a margin anyway online, as opposed to like thrifting or RA. So make sure you're spending enough money to really get the benefits of online arbitrage.
Okay. What's the main risk of OA that you see right now?
Oh, I've got a few, but let me see here. The things that I am most afraid of, I guess, are if the stores run out of stock on an item that's a replenishable, then I have to search for another replenishable. If there's an instant restriction on a brand, but you don't know that there's a restriction on that brand, and you already spent like $1,000 on this one product, and then now you can't sell it, and you're just stuck with it. And then race to the bottom, reseller bans. Like if you buy too much from a online store, and they're like, you can't buy from us anymore because we know you're reselling it. Shipping fees, and then the time it takes to ship. Like if you can pick up something physically in a store and ship it off to Amazon FBA, it's a lot faster than if you order it online, wait for them to ship it, and then get it to Amazon FBA. So I mean, those are the big things.
And the price might have eroded crazy.
Exactly. The price, especially during Q4, why I don't really like doing OA during the main Q4, but right before Q4.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Do you ever involve prep services to where the products don't even come to your house?
No, I've thought about using them, but it just seems like it adds more time to the to the result. Like if it's during Q4, I mean, I really just started online arbitrage recently, like within the last couple of months. So, you know, learning all this stuff and then actually doing it, by the time I was really comfortable with it, we're already ramping up kind of for Q4. So, I mean, I may end up using that during the down season, you know, after Q4, but I just didn't want to have my stuff sitting and, you know, further away from me, you know, waiting all that time to ship there and then ship from there to somewhere else, and then having someone else in charge of that while the prices are racing to the bottom. I'd rather just, you know, take care of it myself.
Okay. Is there a time of year where OA is one of those things, like you can tell like OA right now is not a good idea, but like outside of this Q4 rush, like it's a decent thing. It's a decent proposition to mess with if you're just bored, right?
Well, with my limited experience with you know, recently with that buying stuff after the holidays for a specific holiday like July 4th, buy a lot of July 4th stuff on July 5th. Halloween, buy a lot of stuff for Halloween on, you know, November 1st. Like buy all this stuff for that holiday. Right after that holiday happens, the prices tank, and then the next year you've got all this product ready to go. Downside is you've got a lot of product sitting either in the warehouse or in your house. So that can really piss off your significant other or whoever, your roommate or whatever.
Okay, cool.
Give you a bore.
Okay, now we're going to get into the thrifting segment. We have 14 minutes of the show. CP, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, before we get into thrifting, I want to ask Brendan, what was your formal education? You said you went to school in Dallas?
Yes, I went to UT Dallas I was undeclared, then went for entrepreneurship and international business. So I'm actually doing what I
exactly. Yes,
yeah.
That's awesome. I actually met somebody that had majored in minor or majored in entrepreneurship, and I was like, interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
You don't learn very much in college for entrepreneurship.
Is it like case studies? Is it case studies?
Yeah, case studies. I think the most important classes that I learned stuff from was like business law and the marketing classes I took. But the actual entrepreneurship class I took, I learned how to make a business plan. That's it. Everything else was like, you just gotta have the bug. If you have the entrepreneur bug, you know it. Why are you kind of, like that's sort of the thing. So you're not gonna learn much other than bureaucracy. So stick with another major.
Interesting.
We have 143 people watching right now. I am doing my math
Fantastic.
right now, but some around 89 people haven't made the choice to, like the video or not like the video. But Brandon, ask them to like the video, man.
Please like the video. I don't want to start picking my nose in front of you guys. I'll do it.
And you'll probably see Brandon on one of my videos in the spaceship as well. He's in Austin, Texas, so he's bound to be on a Bonafide Hustler garage sale video or something, or thrifting. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into the thrifting portion right now because this is going to be cool.
All right.
And the thrifting portion encompasses Goodwill, Savers, all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, you go to somewhere at 7 a.m. How many mornings a week do you hit this place at 7 in the morning? Wait, how many times a week? How many days a week do you think?
4 or 5 days a week.
4 or 5 days a week, you're hitting this mystery location at 7 a.m. You're leaving at noon?
Well, no, actually, I'll leave. I'll stop my thrifting day around noon because I have other stuff to do. But I leave this place usually within 2 hours. A lot of times within 30 minutes to an hour.
So let me ask the comment feed. What do you think this place is that he goes to at 7 in the morning, and then he's gone by 9, and then he's thrifting other parts of town, and then he's done with his thrifting day at 10? At 12. But what is the first place he goes to? Take a guess. I don't know if you guys are going to know this one.
Do you run into other green room members there?
I know other green room members. I know other green room members do this, but I haven't run into.
You haven't run into any there. I think there are some there, maybe in the shadows.
Yeah, there are some. There are some there, but they go at different times when normal people who aren't crazy and like to go at 7 a.m. go, like me. So
7 a.m. I didn't know this place. Yeah. I did not even know this place opens at 7 a.m.
It does, yeah.
Man, crack of dawn. Like, I'm usually at 7 a.m. I'm usually halfway through my workout in the gym, or actually right done with it at 7 a.m.
Early bird gets the worm.
Man, early bird gets the pump too, man. Early bird gets the gains. Okay, so let's. So people are guessing it's Waffle House. No, it's not Waffle House. The vape store, no. Warehouse, no. Thrift store, no. Pawn shop, no. Dumpster. He would be at a dumpster. Dumpster, no. But the first two said bins, a bin store, and you're just about right.
Very close.
So, where do you go at 7 in the morning, Brandon?
I go to the Goodwill outlet here in Austin.
Which is the bin thing, right?
It's the bin thing, yeah. It's a madhouse.
Explain the bin thing to the people out there.
And pay.
140 viewers right now. Explain the bin thing in its beauty.
So it's like have you ever read Lord of the Flies? It's like that. Okay. It's like, who has the conch right now? Who's got that item that I want? And I'm gonna fight you for it. No, like the Goodwill outlet is basically a place where all the Goodwills will take their items that don't sell in the stores over time, and people donate directly here. But they all get dumped in this thing, and then this machine dumps all this stuff, just rubbish, into these bins. I call them horse troughs, but they're big blue bins, and they spread like of them in rows. And you have to wait behind this line and until all of them are there, and you can't look at anything that's there, or else you get kicked out of the store. And when I say you can go, you go, but you can't run, because if you run, you get kicked out of the store. You can't fight anybody, but people do, and they get kicked out of the store. Like, you can get kicked out of the store in so many ways. Okay, it's a madhouse. People stomp over each other. There have been fights, but you go through and you pick through garbage, essentially. Like, I mean, there's good stuff in there. A lot of new in box items too, occasionally. But I mean, I've seen dirty diapers in there. I've seen like banana peels and like
Ugh.
cans of tuna. Like I've seen some actual trash. So it's almost like dumpster diving, but it's more organized. You pay by the pound. But you wear gloves so that you don't get any of that muck on your hands, and so that you don't cut yourself in the glass or get stung by a scorpion or a spider that could be in there.
The rattlesnake in the bin.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. If there was a rattlesnake, because we're in Texas and we have lots of rattlesnakes here in Austin. It wouldn't surprise me.
One could go up and on a pallet, crawl its way into a little cardboard. Yeah.
Yes.
So clearly, it's worth your time to go 4 times a week to this place at 2 hours, 2 hours a time, because it's worth your time. So you're finding some good stuff, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about now. Okay, so what sort of goods have you found at this place? I wanted to go to this other question, but we'll go to this one first. So, like, what sort of goods? Like, what's kind of like? Oh yeah, this is typical. Like, you'll find these. Like, is it good jeans? Is it good? What is it like at these bin places?
Well, I've actually got something right here that I found 2 days ago.
Amazing electronic.
It's a Doctor Who screwdriver.
I found this. Can you guys hear me still? I found this Mirage, like speaker base. Cost me $1.50. This thing, I mean, they go for like $70, but it's a really nice speaker that I'm using for my computer right now. So I know one of the questions was, do I buy for myself? Yes, occasionally that's one thing I bought for myself. But I'll find high-end audio equipment because it's something I really like. I'm kind of a bit of an audiophile. I really like high-end audio. But I mean, really just like receivers, new in box stuff, books, clothing items, games, and I mean, I tend to buy new in box stuff if I can for Amazon, but it's got to be in perfect condition, which is rare. But that's where I get a lot of my eBay stuff from. So it's a real easy couple of hours, and if you go super early in the morning, like you're not having to elbow everybody and punch people in the face because they took your broken toaster or whatever that you liked. So
would you say the quality of goods at 7 in the morning through 9 o'clock is better or the same kind of quality as the goods in the evening or the afternoon?
Not always, because some nights they get lazy and they don't bring out new items, but occasionally they'll have like every single bin is brand new and nobody has seen it. And if you're one of the first 10 people there in the morning, and there's just so many bins to go through. If you're there, you get like first pick on everything, and versus if you go like at 9:30 or 10 when like there's 40 people waiting for 10 bins, everyone's going to have their elbows in you and everyone's going to have a first look before you do. So going super early in the morning or really late at night are, I think, really good options if you don't like being around people that can become really aggressive. But occasionally I'll stick around, a couple hours into it and elbow some old ladies.
There you go, man. That's the green room.
I'm violent. No,
is there a strategy to making money at this outlet? Like, is it go fast and pick up stuff that you don't even care about and then sort it later while you're waiting for other bins to come out? Like, what's the strategy?
If it looks value, put it in your cart.
Okay.
If it looks valuable.
You have an actual physical cart that you're strolling around, or do you have a bag around your shoulder?
So I actually bring a bag with me too, but when you're the first group of people in there, you grab a cart because you're going to have a home base to put all the stuff that you get. So since there's nobody in there, we all just take our carts through the rows and we just like throw whatever we want in there. And usually I'm proud to say that pretty much every time I do this, I've got the most stuff in my cart as compared to everyone else, because I don't care. I just put everything in there. And then most of it I end up throwing back. But the thing is, like, that's how I learn. That's how you learn, is you grab stuff and you learn about it on the fly. So, I mean, it's a good way to go about it, I think. That's my strategy. And whenever it's really busy, I just have like a bag and like one of those big blue IKEA bags. I'll just put around my neck and then rush really fast and just shove whatever I can into it and hopefully get something good.
Wow. And there's a rule, like if someone's cart's on the side and it has something draped over it, or something, right? Isn't there a rule? What's the rule?
Don't take stuff out of other people's carts ever. People still break that rule. Like I caught a dude the other day who was like looking through my stuff, and one of the people that I'm cool with, like that's another thing. Become cool with people there. Like you'll get to know people if you go at the same time every day, and they'll get to know you by name and they'll get to know who you are. But
a little culture going on.
yeah, it's a community going, you know, like, and they're all resellers in with some capacity. But like this dude was looking in my cart trying to grab stuff out of it. So the lady that was there, my competition, is like, hey, that dude's looking through your stuff. So I had to get out of line. I was like, dude, that's my stuff. What are you doing? Oh, sorry about that, bro.
He was a noob. He might have been a first timer.
Maybe,
right.
I was there at one point, my first time at a weigh and pay. Like
you were digging through everybody's.
I was like, why
did they put all this good
yeah,
stuff,
I was like,
right?
why is all this good stuff on the perimeter? Why is everyone looking in the bins?
Yeah, so you put a blanket over your cart to prevent people from seeing what you have in it, so they're not tempted. That's kind of the rule.
They weren't doing blankets back then.
Why don't you just put a rattlesnake in your cart?
There you go. I have to find one. It's likely to happen here. I'm sure it's going to happen. There was that cobra that was going around Austin a few months ago. Remember that? Or maybe it was a year ago.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Cobra.
It was in Round Rock, wasn't it? Or something like up there?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember it was funny.
Okay, so like the best score out of this, we're going to have to speed up through the questions, but the best score out of the bins, what was it that you can remember? It's almost like a fuel to bring you back all the time. What is it?
Yeah, I found an Amazon find there, actually. It was a big box, like with hundreds of 4-ounce baby bottles. They were all sealed. Every single one of them sealed. And it didn't even have its own listing on Amazon. They had like a bigger version of it, but not this size. So I created my own listing on Amazon, listed for $8, sold them all day. I mean, they consistently sold at least 5 to 6 a day. I mean, it cost me $12 for the huge box of 100 of them. You know, like I think there were 120, but like it's crazy. Like I was selling them for $8 a piece, and I bought the whole thing for 12. So it's finds like that. Or I mean, if you like back in August, I found that huge book collection. You know, all those school books.
Oh yeah,
man, that one. I remember making a video about that actually. But yeah, there was just so much. Every once in a while, you just find so much stuff that is valuable. You're just like, maybe today will be the day. Some days you don't get anything, but maybe today will be the day. And that's what gets me going, you know?
Yeah. Did you thrift that jacket or what? Or did you steal it from Guardians of the Galaxy guy?
No, but I love this jacket. I got this from a men's fashion store. I don't remember which one. But yeah, it was treat myself. Treat yourself.
Secondhand or full price?
No, it was new. It was new.
Wow, man. You really are. Hey, man, you build 40 more screwdrivers, you can start getting some accessories, right?
There you go.
Cool. And then you do garage sale. You do go to other thrift stores like Savers and all that kind of stuff. You do other thrift stores, obviously, but we really wanted to touch on the whole bin thing.
Sure.
So, and you do garage sale. Do you garage sale like on a regular basis? Like wake up early, hit garage sales? Is that something that you do on a regular? Because I've seen so many green rumors at these garage sales that I go to in Austin.
You've never
and
seen
all
me.
like super friends. I've never seen you though.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you go to certain areas I don't go to. But during the summer and spring, you know, warmer months usually, that's when I focus my attention on doing garage sales. And I'm there like 6:45 in the morning. You know, like I get there as soon as they start. Like I have my coffee, got my Doppio, you know.
Okay. He watches the videos. He watches the videos. So you wake up at 6:45. You're there. Okay, that means I have to get there at 6:44. And we got it. Well, okay, I got it. I'm trying to like see. You're psychological warfare, man. I've got you, man.
Yeah, I know.
I stress you out first, then I get you comfortable, and then you start spilling all these secrets, and then
hey,
I'm gonna
you know what?
You'll see, man.
I don't care, man. This is all. It's what you do with the information that counts. I mean, this information is free. It's there. Everyone has this information at their fingertips.
That's true.
Whether or not you do something with it.
Well, I'll show you what I do with the information. I'll show you the eBay sales. I'm just kidding. Anyway, you are going to see him on a Bonafide Hustler video. But I do want to say thank you to Brandon Pierce from the Green Room. Thank you for joining the Green Room. I mean, it's members like that just come in, and then all, you know, when it comes to like online presence, like a YouTube channel and that kind of stuff, it's like not many people know who you are, correct? But you have a fantastic story, and you know, thanks for being a member and all that kind of stuff. Sure. I do want to say I would like to see a video from you if possible. If it's like a 5-minute thing with the OA X-ray, once the fourth quarter calms down, I kind of want to see how you do that you know, how you do the uploading or the, you know, what you said, like you upload like a sheet of like what you want to find, right? Or what OA X-ray says like is the arbitrage opportunity. Then I want to see how you kind of do that. But anyway, if you could please maybe in January do that for us. quick
Yeah, I
video.
see you're wearing me down. You're like, I'm gonna get all of the secrets.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Bonafide
Yeah, man.
psychological
Hey,
warfare.
maybe I'll show you in person. How about that?
Hey, good, man. And he's going to get the best dope in town, too. We're going to take him to Houndstooth Coffee. So you're going to see it on a Bonafide Hustler video soon. And CP, you got any parting words for Brandon?
Moral of the story: get on e-cigs if you want to quit real cigs.
Yes, true.
Yes. Moral of the story is, yeah, just make stuff and just go with your dream, because you're going to mess up 4 times, 11 times. But somewhere around there, that 11th screwdriver or 11th revision is going to work, right?
Yes. Eventually,
Awesome.
it'll work out.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. So, hey guys, if you haven't hooked this video up with a like, do it real quick, because I know I've really focused hard on just delivering content on this show and like going through the outline. We actually got through the entire outline.
Yeah.
But do us a big favor, hit the like button, all right? And if you get a chance to check out the green room, go check it out down below. It's the first link down below. You can find us all in there. We're all in there all the time. But yeah, thanks for spending an hour with us. I won't keep you a minute more. We'll see you on next week's show, likely to be on Rake and Profit's channel. Till then, guys, take it easy. See you later. Bye.